What's going on, everybody? We're here at Fig Fest in Boston 2018, and I'm hanging out with Josh, who is the creator behind Super Crome, which is a fun game that reminds me a lot of Galaga, and as you all know, I'm a huge fan of Galaga, so I have to ask first, when did this whole creation process start on Super Crome, and what was kind of the inspiration behind it?
So it started at work. In our building, we have an arcade cabinet on the second floor. So like during my lunch breaks or just like whenever I had a free time, I would go down and just play Galaga for a little bit. And then one day I was like, well, this would be kind of cool if I just made kind of like a little Galaga game. And then it just spiraled out of control from there. And I was playing a lot of Enter the Gungeon at the time, and I love bullet hells. So I just kind of like infused Galaga and a bullet hell, and yeah, that was it. That's how it started.
It honestly works perfectly because it's constant chaos going on the screen. You get to dodge bullets. I like the mechanic where you can actually warp through them while you're shooting at the same time. And I had actually mentioned to you that one of the bosses that we ran through on Wave 6 reminded me of a boss from The Messenger where it almost kind of had that platformer element to it as well. So it's kind of cool where you've combined almost like three different genres into one. And when do you figure that this is actually going to be hitting Steam or console? Because this is playing on PS4, correct?
So I want to get it out on PS4. It's actually running on my computer right now, and I've got a PS4 controller hooked up. You can play it on keyboard. I don't really think that's the way to go, though, in my opinion. But yeah, I want to go to early access, possibly like early next year. I'm thinking like February or possibly January if I can get the store page up in time. There's still like a lot to do. So it's going to start with like just the arcade mode, and then we're going to roll out the story mode eventually. But right now it's just like getting like the main game loop done and just making like integrating that with the Steam leaderboards and getting that up and out there.
Oh, of course. And honestly, for something that you say still has a lot of work to be done, it's enjoyable to play. Like, there wasn't a minute where I kind of felt like this was a work in progress. It feels like a very polished game already, so credit to you and your team. How big is the team? Is it just you? Is it you and a couple of friends, or what are we looking at here?
So I do everything that you see and play. And then all the audio is done by my friend John Fiorilla, I think that's how you say his last name, in New York. He's amazing. He also just did the audio for this game called Zarvot, which is coming out on the Switch like real soon. Highly recommend checking that out. But he's so good, yeah. So if you have the chance, you're looking for game audio, John's the guy. He's super good. But it's just us two. That's it.
That's awesome. I'll have to let Manny know. Manny's a big soundtrack fan, and like I do love the music going on in the background too. It's got that perfect like almost little chiptune style to it, which is fantastic. So it kind of reminds us, what you were saying, it reminds me of kind of what we do, where you're working remotely, but you're working together on the same project. What are some of the obstacles that kind of come up when you're, like you said, you're working in Boston, he's working in New York, those little hurdles you have to jump over just to make sure that everything gets done on time and how you'd like it to be done?
Yeah, I guess just communication really can be hard sometimes when you're not like sitting next to somebody. You can't just say, hey, look at this. I want like something for this, or like let's do something this way. It's harder to discuss it. You have to go like through email or like Discord or Slack or whatever you use. So that's definitely a challenge. I think mainly it's just like for the music, he was asking me like, all right, can you send me like, let's just like play the game and like see how that feels and like try to make the music match how the game plays. So that's also kind of challenging because like, he'll start work on a song I don't actually have a level for yet, or enemies for, like, anything, really. I'm just like, this is the idea. So I think we landed on, like, at least for this track, it was like, all right, you're just, like, playing Nintendo in your basement, and, like, it sounds like it's coming through, like, a old cassette player or something, or maybe, like, being run through a Game Boy or some shit. Like, just, like, weird, like, ways to describe this song, like... There's no actual, like, method or anything. It's just like, hey, this is what I'm thinking. Here's a game that might sound like that. I don't know. And then he just kind of goes wild.
I know that struggle very well, trying to communicate over Discord and all the different like text applications. Sometimes it's much better and easier when you either have face-to-face or phone call communications. So I definitely relate to that struggle. But the game is a blast. I'm definitely looking forward to early next year. I'll be keeping an eye out just to make sure that we get those early access, because I'll definitely jump in because, like I said, huge Galaga fan. So you definitely scratch that itch. No, but in all seriousness, this game looks awesome. I had a blast playing with it. Are you going to be at PAX East next year by any chance?
Oh, I hope so. I haven't applied. I'm going to try to get into the Indie Mega booth. So maybe, hopefully. If not, maybe I'll buy like my space in. But there's no plans right now, but I want to be. So
Well, if you need anybody to go to bat for you, let us know, because I'll say you got to get their game in your indie booth. But if you are at PAX East, we're hopefully going to have most of the team there, so we'd love to come catch up with you again. But seriously, Josh, thank you so much for taking the time today. And everybody, keep a lookout for Super Crome early access, hopefully next year, right around January, February, around those months. So keep an eye out for Super Crome. And if you have some time, just check out their website. What is the website, Josh?
So I have a website. It's called supercro.me. So it's Super Crome, but there's a period between the O and the M. A lot of people are like, Super Crow, what is that? And it's like, no, it's read the whole thing. So you can go and check out supercrow.me, and you can also follow me on Twitter, because I'm always posting about the game and stuff. So that's Stumphead Josh. That's it.
There you have it. Go check out the website, go check out the Twitter, and keep an eye out for Super Crome. Josh, thanks again so much for the time.